Hello, and welcome to Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner, our weekly immigration update. So, what happened last week of importance in immigration? Um, the House passed an immigration law which would help the Dreamers ultimately get a path to residency and after that to citizenship. Now, something similar to that was passed years ago, and then when it got to the Senate, Boehner at the time would not ever bring it for a vote. And of course, in the prior administration, if it got to the Senate, McConnell would not bring it to a vote simply because it's immigration and pro-immigration, basically. And so, you know, in the past, these types of bills that came from the Senate would have been dead on, or sorry, from the House would have been dead on arrival. But things are changed now. The House has the majority, the Senate has the majority. Now, that doesn't mean that it will easily pass the Senate just because they have a majority. There might be a filibuster, and then they might end the filibuster, and then it might afterwards need to be a simple majority. But at least now there's actual hope that it will get through. And the fact that the Democrats can essentially end the filibuster puts pressure on the Republicans in the Senate to have to sit there and actually negotiate the bill, because the leader Schumer will bring it up for a vote. It's not going to sit and never get voted on anymore because McConnell is no longer the leader. So if it is voted on by the Senate, it actually might become law. And the 700,000 people, young people who are on DACA right now, will be able to apply and get a path for residency. Now, once you're a lawful permanent resident, then there is the normal path in which to become a citizen, and the laws of citizenship kick into effect. So there's nothing really new about the DACA people becoming citizens. The key is to try to get and see if they can become residents. Now, as it stands now, in case you're unclear, is DACA itself is just temporary. It has a couple really good effects. One, they can't get deported while they're on DACA. They get authorization to work while they're on DACA. So those two benefits are very good, but it has to be renewed when it expires. It doesn't, as of right now, it doesn't turn into the green card. There's no way to apply through DACA for the green card. So the bill that passed the House, I'm keeping my fingers crossed it might actually turn up to be something positive this time and not just sit there and get dust on it. If the Senate does vote on it and does allow it to get to the floor, then they may change it a bit ultimately if it goes through, and then it might go back to the House for a recount. So that's what's happening on the congressional front, which is great. As far as the border, there's a lot being made now about all of the unaccompanied minors coming now because they say, President Biden, of course, is not Trump, and that's causing this surge. There have been a couple surges every 2 or 3 years in the past, and now it is more, no doubt about it. But President Biden is a humanitarian person. He doesn't just throw them in cages, and so he is finding ways to find out where they can be housed and so forth. And once an unaccompanied minor gets into the U.S., there's different things they can apply for. They can apply for a SIJ petition, which is for basically juveniles who become wards of the state and who, even if they have a guardian, they would be able to ultimately get their green card on that basis. And then there's asylum, the normal asylum. Now, what a lot of people are thinking is that once they get into the U.S., they're here forever, and that the asylum is automatically granted, and that's not the case. President Biden has not made asylum easier. He's made it so you can apply. Yes, I mean, granted, people, the remain in Mexico policy, which was abhorrent, is no longer in law. So they still have to apply for asylum, but they still have to present the evidence, still have to fall under one of the enumerated categories for asylum, and then they still have to try to win. So that hasn't been made any easier. Okay, so we have that update, and hopefully if the bill passes with the DACA, that will allow them to get the green card, and ultimately afterwards they can obtain citizenship. Okay, hope you liked it. Click like, subscribe, and more on the coming videos. Thank you. Bye.